Hi, everybody. It's Pastor Rob with your midday Bible break, your midday boost of Bible truth and encouragement. Today, we're in the book of Numbers, Numbers chapter 11 and verse 1. We're going to look at this, the cure for complaining. Yep, the cure for complaining. Complaining is a problem. Murmuring is a mess. In the book of Numbers, fourth book of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Let me set the scene here. In Genesis, God created a people. In Exodus, God redeemed a people. It's a picture of us, you and I, getting saved. In the book of Leviticus, God instructs a people. And in the book of Numbers, God commissions a people. The people are marching and moving forward. They're going forward in God's will. And listen, there's a tremendous spiritual illustration here. In the midst of being in the presence of God, in the midst of pursuing the will of God, listen, you're going to encounter problems, issues, irritations in this life. Listen, friend, I don't know who told you this, but it's a lie. Can I just tell you this? The Christian life and all lives, listen, it's not blue sky, sunshine, roses, and warm, fuzzy feelings. No. There's issues and problems and irritations in life. And so from Numbers chapter 11, we see the curse of complaining. There's three reasons why complaining is not good. It's not good for you, it's not good for others, and it's not good for God. Three things why you and I should not be a whiny, gripey, complainy Christian. Number one, we find here it displeases the Lord. The Bible says, and the people complained, and it displeased the Lord. Friend, if that's all I read, that's all I need to know. If God doesn't like it, I don't want to do it. If God likes it, then I want to do it. And then number two, listen, the Bible says, and the Lord heard it. Can I just say, one of the reasons why you and I ought to shut the pie hole is because the Lord is listening. He says, I'm listening to your whiny, gripey, complaining spirit and attitude. And listen, it displeases the Lord. So number one, don't be a complainer because it displeases the Lord. Number two, don't be a complainer because it discourages others. Your attitude, my attitude, it's contagious. Whether it's like a bad cold. Listen, if I've got a good attitude, a positive spirit, I'm encouraging, that it uplifts others. But if I'm a whiny, snivelly, gripey, murmuring, complaining, backbiting Christian, listen, that feeds each other. I start griping about this, and then you start griping about that, and they start griping about this, and all of a sudden it's just one big gripe fest. Complaining discourages, brings down others. Number three, the problem with complaining is this: it delays a solution. Friend, can I say the critic never solved a problem? The armchair quarterback never won a game. Critics do not contribute. They just sit there and complain and point out all the problems. That's why I'm not a fan of critics. I don't want to have a critical spirit. That's the curse of complaining. Now, briefly, let me give you the solution, the cure to complaining. Because listen, we're going to have problems, issues, irritations in your marriage, in your home, in your family, your boss, your work, your church, everywhere. Listen, we're all sinful people. Some of us are sinners saved by grace. Others are sinners that need to be saved by grace. And we live in a sin-cursed world full of problems and irritations. Till we get to heaven, friend, there will not be the absence of problems. So what's the cure for complaining? Very quickly. Number one, turn your complaints into contentment. The Apostle Paul in the New Testament, in the book of Philippians, he said, listen, I know how to be abased and I know how to abound. He said, I know how to be full and I know how to be empty. He said, I know how to be up and I know how to be down. He says, in everything, listen, I've learned to be content. Understand there is a great spiritual blessing and a spiritual attainment of maturity that comes in saying, listen, I know things are bad. I know things aren't going my way. And I know things are irritating, but I'm going to learn to be content. Hey, listen, friend, God's still on the throne. He's still in control. He's answering prayers. God's working out his providential plan. You're going to be okay. Listen, it doesn't matter what's going on in politics, the pandemic, doesn't matter what's going on around the world. Listen, learn to be content. Learn to take your complaints, your deficits, your irritations, and learn to take them to the Lord and have a spirit and attitude of contentment. Number two, how the cure for complaining: turn your frowns into faith. All right? Too many people try to, work it out when they need to faith it out. They try to tough it out when they need to faith it through. Take your frowns and turn them into an opportunity of faith. Take your irritations and take them to God and say, God, here is an opportunity to see you work. Here is a situation, a circumstance that is irritating, frustrating, upsetting. And in my flesh, God, I want to whine, gripe, complain, snivel, and just run my mouth. Now listen, take your frowns and turn them into an opportunity of faith. Take it to God and see the wonderful, mighty, awesome, great power of God to answer prayers, change hearts, direct lives, and do amazing, wonderful things. All right? That's the cure for complaint. Listen, you'll stop complaining when you see God answering your prayers and doing great things. And lastly, thirdly, take your murmuring and use it as an opportunity of momentum. All right? From murmuring to momentum. Listen, from complaining to contentment, from frowning to faith, from murmuring to momentum. Hey, listen, maybe the sleeves that need to be rolled up are your sleeves. Maybe the person you've been praying, hey, somebody needs to do something. Hey, somebody needs to do something about that. Maybe that somebody is you. Maybe that somebody's me. Instead of me complaining, maybe me murmuring about it. Hey, did you see that? Murmuring, running your mouth. Listen, murmur no more, momentum on, all right? Decide to step up, step in, roll up your sleeves, get to work, do something about the problem. Some problems only God can take care of. But listen, there's a lot of problems in this life that simply need somebody to decide to do something about it, all right? That's the cure for complaining. Number one, learn to be content. Number two, take it to God in faith. Number three, step up and get to work. Don't be a whiner. Don't be a complainer. Listen, don't be a complainer. Don't be, take your problems and let God turn them into praises. That's the cure for complaining. I hope this lesson has helped, this little truth and devotion from the Bible has helped you. It has been a challenge to me. It's a part of what's helped me grow as a Christian. Listen, till we meet again, God bless.